You've tried everything. You've watched every guru promising the secret formula for social media. You post at the best times, you make reels, carousels, meme, and yes, you even do that TikTok dance you swore you never do. And the only thing you got was secondhand embarrassment. But what was the thing you didn't get? Sales and clients. And that's why you've been wondering for a while now. Am I wasting my time here? Or even worse, is the problem of this me? Well, spoiler, nope, it's not you. The problem here is that no one explained how social media actually works. Because yes, it is worth investing your time in it, but only if you know what you're doing. Because no, it's not about posting nonstop. It's knowing about what you want to achieve and what you need to measure in order to know if you're doing it. And that's what I want to talk to you about in this video. How to tell if your content is actually working, how to tell if your content is actually helping your business grow, how to spot what's not working when you're not seeing results, and what you can do to start making real changes. And to make it super easy to understand, I'm gonna walk you through 3 very common scenarios that, trust me, we've all lived through. And to do this, we're gonna use a crochet account as an example. But if crochet isn't your thing, don't worry, because these tips and things that I'm going to talk to you about can apply to any account of any type of industry. Okay, so after we get to the 3 scenarios, let's say that you post content, you interact with your clients, you're getting likes, but deep down, you actually have no idea if all of that effort is giving something you in return when it comes to your business. So to figure it out, we're gonna use our organic ROI calculator. And this is actually what we use at Metrical to find out if all of that time and effort that we're putting into social media is actually paying out, or if it is just eating our days. Okay, so let's go back to the calculator. It's actually super simple. You're gonna plug in your numbers, follower account, engagement rate, average ticket, how many hours you put into every week, and you're even gonna put how much you invest in your content. And with this, I mean equipment, ads, salary, anything that comes to mind when it comes to social media. And just in seconds, you're gonna get a clear estimate of your return on investment. And in here, you'll find out things like, is your content bringing you real return? Or are you just stacking likes that literally go nowhere? So let's go back to the 3 scenarios and let's start with the first one. And that is spending a lot of time in content, but then barely posting. And this one's a classic. You spend hours prepping content, picking the perfect music, editing every color, tweaking the caption here and there. And then, with all of that effort already put into that, you maybe post once every 2 weeks. Well, let me tell you that with that rhythm right there, your algorithm forgets you, and your audience probably is forgetting you too. And that is so sad sometimes, because you are literally working your heart out on each post. But unfortunately, your frequency is so slow that no one sees your content. And if no one sees it, no one's gonna buy it. So we're gonna go back to our calculator and we're gonna enter the data. Engagement, followers, average sale, the type of industry that you work for, and your investment on social media. And the result is negative. Too much effort, too little consistency, and no return. Now, how do we tackle this? Okay, first things first, don't beat yourself up. Keeping a content rhythm is so hard, especially when you're running a business and you're also juggling 1,000 other things. So start small. Choose 2 or 3 days that you can realistically stick to. Then plan what you'll post each day. For example, you can do Mondays for behind the scenes. You can do Wednesdays to promote a specific type of product. And you can use Friday to share a part of your journey that you think your audience is going to love. But in order to achieve this and not get overwhelmed, you can lean on tools that help you stay organized. Actually, with Metricool, you can plan all of your content, even your stories. So that way you stay consistent without having to stress over every little teeny tiny story or post that you want to do for your account. And if you don't know where to start, don't worry, because we've got a video right here that'll show you how we do it at Metricool step by step. And this video brings templates and shortcuts that will make your process even easier. So let me give you a real life example that will inspire you to start taking action into this first scenario problem. So take a look at Elo Studio. She doesn't post every day. In fact, she actually does 16 posts per month in average. But here the number is not what matters, but how she uses every single opportunity that she posts to do something different. She literally squeezes each type of content like a lemon. Only from one product, she can show the design sketches, she can show the colors that she wants to use for those designs. She showcases the process, the materials that she picked. And once the item is finished, she doesn't only post the final piece, but she also showcases how you can use that piece in multiple outfits or forms. And all of this is actually very, very DIY, because all of her posts have no kind of like particular or hard editing. It's all very raw, all very natural, or very organic, and it works for her. And that consistency paired with a cohesive visual style is what's bringing her results. Actually, for every reel that she posts, she has an average of 10,000 views per video, which is pretty good. So no, it's not about posting more, but it's about doing the most with the content that you have and making sure that you have enough posts where you can showcase a true story behind your product. Now let's jump into the second scenario, which is pretty much the opposite of the first scenario. And in this one, you're posting a lot, but nobody's reacting. You're showing up every single day, but you're barely getting likes, you don't have no comments, you don't have no shares. So clearly, this problem isn't about quantity, because posting every day doesn't work if you're not connecting with the right people that's gonna love either your service or your product. So before you post anything else, pause and review your content. Which posts get more saves? Which one brings more profile visits? Or which one sparks new conversations? Those clues are clues that your audience is leaving for you to grab them and make new content with them. Well, and if in this case you're saying like, okay, yeah, I mean, maybe I have like some likes, but I don't get any comments, but I don't really know if my numbers are good or bad. Well, no worries, because I have a solution for you. You can compare your numbers with similar accounts or accounts that you admire or like. All you gotta do is you're gonna go to Metricool, you're gonna go into your analytics, and you can go all the way down into your competitor analysis. What you're gonna do there is you're gonna type that username of the account that you admire, and in a matter of seconds, you can analyze each post of that account. You can see all of their metrics. You can see their comments, their likes, their saves, their shares, all of it from all of their posts. And the thing here is that you have to think that when you're seeing these, you're not copying them. You're understanding what could resonate with your niche and learning how to create your version of that connection. And another great example that does this really great is Loose Ends. They post often, yes, but they don't only showcase their products. The strategy of this brand includes process videos, honest fails, stories from behind the scenes, and it's been proven that that type of content for them builds their community. You have to think that people interact, share, and comment on things. They often enough tell you which type of content they want to see more of. So you start realizing that your audience could become your guide. And that guide is what you will use to reach more people. Now, for the third and trickiest scenario of them all, on this one, we think that everything is going great. We have the likes, we have the comments, we have the shares, we have everything. But then you go and check the numbers and you realize you have literally 0 sales. And this one sucks because it has happened to me. So here's when you ask, okay, what's the point of all of this if no one's gonna buy my things? So here's the thing. Yes, your content is entertaining. You got that one right. But sometimes you forget why you got on social media in the first place. So then you remember that it was because you want to sell your product. And that's totally okay. You just need to balance your content. Not all of your content has to be entertaining. You can balance it between the content that will make you gain visibility and the content that will make you gain conversions. And those two together is what create literally the best case scenario of them all. And I'm gonna hit you with a final example as well. Look at what We Are Knitters does. They show their products, constantly update their catalog, and they announce every time something new is available. In every post, they say what's available and how to get it on their site. And also, their caption always includes a clear CTA like last one available, go to our link in bio to get it, or buy your pattern today. All of these have super clear call to actions. So, because they're not just posting pretty content, they're guiding people to take action. They actually get 66,000 visits to their website every month. And 14% of those visits come from their social media alone. So that's 9,900 people that actually took action from one of their posts. So yes, that's what happens when you show up consistency, you create with intention, and finally, you give your audience a clear direction. And of course, always make sure that your profile is ready to convert. A great post is literally worthless if you don't tell your audience what to do next, if you don't have an address or a website or a clear action in your bio. So the pattern in all of these 3 scenarios are the same. The problem isn't social media. The problem is how we're using it. Posting without measuring, without purpose, without strategy turns social media into a time drain. But when you understand your metrics, build a content plan that works, and stay consistent, that's when you start seeing results coming. So go try our free ROI calculator and find out how much you could actually be earning on social media if you did everything by the book. You can actually get the link at the description and in this QR code that I'm gonna put you right here. Now tell me, did you see yourself in any of those 3 scenarios, or am I missing an extra one? I like to read you at the comments. See you in the next video.
And just so you know, all the examples in this video are fictional. No crochet accounts were harmed, no followers were lost. Any resemblance to real accounts is pure coincidence or just another day in the social media jungle.
See you in the next video, my true cooler.